Hey family, you're tuning in to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Pardon any technical difficulties as we're recording live on the Zoom platform. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah. Jimmy! Lights, camera, action. Some people thought I quit and I ain't giving satisfaction. From a different era, writing rhymes up on napkins. What you had to say was more important, man, than trapping. Yeah, I'm talking back and speaking of contemporary.
What's good, family, and welcome to another episode of Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. This show is sponsored by Good Hope Road Studios. I'm your host, Jimmy Bonds, along with my co-host, Ty T. Wow, what's good, Ty? How you feeling?
JB, how you doing? Live from the 215.
That's right, family. We live from the 215. Remember, family, you want to call us with your comments or questions, you can reach us at 844-844-1244. That's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. All right, family, we're going to get right into it. Today is a beautiful day. I am so happy about what we're doing. We have a special guest, a special interview. We are joined today by no other than the famous guitarist, Mr. Emil Khachaturian, and I am just ecstatic that he's here. He's on the podcast. He's on Illadelphia Radio. He has been one of the artists that joined us when we first started, when we first got out there, and Emil is definitely a phenomenal, talented artist. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce you to Emil Khachaturian. Say what's up, Emil, to the people.
Hi. How you doing, guys?
Yes. Emil, man, I went and I read your bio, and I looked at your social media sites and looked at your music, and I fell in love just with the sound. I fell in love with the passion. You can hear the passion in the music. Really felt like it was important, A, to get you on and let the people hear your music and hear from you, and B, also share your backstory, you know, what got you here, what got your career started. You know, that's really what we're going to be doing today, man. Without further ado, I'm going to give a little background on him, and we're going to go from there. Emil Khachaturian, he grew up in Ukraine, and he started playing music at age 15. He wrote his first song at age 16. He went to college, and he served in the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and he never stopped going after his musical passion. So after he finished the military, he started performing in Kyiv. Is that right? In Kyiv, Ukraine?
Yeah.
And Kyiv is the capital of Ukraine, is that right? It's the capital of Ukraine.
Correct.
So he started playing and performing it and honing his skills at home, as most of us do. He started building his following and became the front man for a band called Neil Gara. Is that right? Neil Gara, is that how you pronounce it? Neil Gara?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Neil Gara, yeah.
Neil Gara. After that, Emil left Ukraine and he moved to Israel in 2015. And in 2015 is when they say his career started taking off even higher. He started playing places all over, and he became a part of different bands in Israel. Some of the bands he was a part of was a group called Wood and Soul Project, Los Emigrantes,
yeah.
Los Emigrantes, okay. Black Sea Swing, is that right?
Black Sea Swing.
And of course, his own band, Emil Khachaturian and Company. He's done over 400 concerts. Listen, I've been performing. I have not done over 400 concerts, Emil. That's pretty dope. He's done over 400 concerts and has his music played in 20 different countries, including Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and of course, the U.S. Ladies and gentlemen, I've given the background. I am so glad he's here. Mr. Emil Khachaturian. Emil, definitely, man. What's up, man? I'm so glad you're joining us, man. I'm so glad you're here. This is like, I feel special, boy. I feel special. Ty, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about Emil joining us?
Cool. I've been waiting for this for a long time. We've been talking about it, and it's finally here today, so I'm excited about it. I'm glad to see you.
So, Emil, you know, I gave a little background. Tell us.
I realized that you know almost everything about me. What is it?
I went and looked at your Facebook before we started the interview, and you posted something recently. I think it was like June 11th or something like that, and it's called Morning Inspiration. I don't know if you wrote that or if that just was a freehand, freestyle type play or type of set, but man, I was really like, whoa. Family, I invite you to go check out his Facebook page. And, you know, we'll put all his information up at the end. But I invite you to go check out that just him playing in the morning. It's called Morning Inspiration. It's absolutely amazing. It will calm your spirit and calm your soul, particularly in this time of era we in right now. You need something to get you kind of mellow. Man, it's really good, bro. It's really,
Thank you,
good.
Man.
Really
I'm hesitating.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes, bro. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you talk to the people because I know you have a lot to say. So, you know, tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got started and what made you want to get started in the music.
how you said, I get started when I was 15. I saw many videos of Eric Clapton, Gary Moore, Guns N' Roses, Carlos Santana, and I was inspired by them and started to try to play the guitar. It was not something good from the beginning. I asked my father to show me some tricks, few of melodies, and I started to practice, and after 20 years I started playing better. Much better than from the beginning.
I hear you wrote your first song at 16. What was that first song about?
You know, I even don't remember. I'm sure about love.
Most of the time it is. Yeah. Loving a young lady, probably, a young girl.
Or love or parents, I don't know. I don't remember.
Exactly. Parents, right, exactly. So you grew up in Ukraine. You now live in Israel, and I wanted to ask about that. Why did you have to leave Ukraine?
Okay. I left Ukraine because I met my future wife here in Israel.
Amen. Okay.
Yeah. And my parents, had been living in Israel 20 years when I followed them, when I immigrated. So
really?
My family, they were here in Israel, and I was still in Ukraine. It was once I was here like a tourist in Israel with my parents, and I met my future wife and decided to immigrate too.
Decided to immigrate. Is that where the group Los Immigrantes came from?
I came to group Los Immigrantes.
Gotcha.
They were immigrants, but they lived here in Israel before then I followed.
What you named some of your inspiration. You said Eric Clapton and Guns N' Roses, and I have a fascination. I love Axl Rose and Slash. I love Slash because he's just him on the guitar is amazing, right? What type of other artists like inspire you today?
El Di Meola, Paco de Lucia, John McLaughlin, Jesse Cook. Do you know Jesse Cook?
I've never heard of Jesse Cook. I gotta look up Jesse Cook. Ty, you gotta look up Jesse Cook.
Will do, yes.
Jesse Cook, yeah.
Ty, you gotta look up Jesse Cook.
Emil, what has been your biggest challenge in making music?
Wow, good question. You know, in my opinion, just now I'm in my biggest challenge. I'm trying to improve without breaks, without pauses. So without pauses, always improve. It's the biggest challenge for me because I should to work, I should to bring money to my home. So and. In our today's condition with COVID-19, it's very hard to get money from the music because we have no gigs. So I'm trying to find something, different ways to get money from the music, and I continue to work. For example, today I've been working since 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning till evening. And I was building decoration for the theater, stage of the theater, and I was building decoration like artificial trees, artificial house, it's physical work.
Right.
So I think this is the challenge. So I want to be a great musician, famous musician, but I should continue to work in a regular profession. So it's my biggest challenge.
Now, moving forward with the problems that we're having with the coronavirus, how do you see yourself? I guess that's the challenge now. Like, how do you see yourself moving forward as far as being a world-class musician and being able to perform? Is there a platform that you can create for yourself to have an audience come to you?
You mean in future after situation with coronavirus?
Yes.
I think I will continue to do online concerts, online gigs, for example, but I don't have a system how to get money from this process, from online concerts. So I think I will continue to play live gigs and for example, next week I have a gig, and people will come to the place where I will play. I will continue my regular way I hope it will be okay. I hope we will now close it again in the second time or third time. I don't know.
The second wave, right.
Yeah.
I thought that this would be a great time to take a quick break, and when we come back, let Emil play.
We're going to take a quick break, but remember you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. You will listen to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Podbean. Listen to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com.
What's good, family? That was Emil Khachaturian doing it live right here on the Jimmy Bonds Podcast. Family, I am just, that was really dope. Like, that was really, really, really good. I'm just like, I'm speechless. I love the sound, Emil. I love it. Absolutely love it, man. I got to put that in my rotation on my Sundays, man. Just, oh my goodness, boy. That's heartwarming, Emil. That's heartwarming. It makes you feel good. You know what I mean? I read somewhere that your music was a great antidepressant. Wow. It touches your soul. So listening to that, I can definitely relate, and I appreciate that, bro. So moving right along, family. We're gonna ask Emil some more questions, and he's gonna play again. So listen, you ain't miss out. You know, if you didn't catch that one, listen, he's gonna play again. So don't worry. But Emil, talk to me about just what it was like to grow up when you were a young boy. What was it like to grow up in Ukraine?
I can't say I had a hard life, hard childhood. I always dreamed to be a real strong man, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think this is the same in all nations, in all people, for the all of people. I think so.
I mean, across the board, yeah. Man. I think that's a universal thing. You know, we all want to grow up and be strong men and strong women and hold our own. You know, did music? For some people, music heals wounds. It makes people feel better about things that they're doing. You know, things like trauma. Mm-hmm. Did music have any place in your family before you started?
No. You know, my father, first profession of my father, he was a sailor. And on a ship, he had a small group. He was bass guitarist in this group, but not professional. It was like hobby of sailors on a ship, you know. And my father always dreamed that he wanted that I became his son should to be a musician. He had a dream, you know. And this is the this is the only way relate my family to musicians. So I'm first professional musician in my family. But actually, I didn't start like musician. I started like a military, like officer.
Got you, got you.
But my father, he's a meloman. I don't know if there in English this word meloman. If you like music, yeah, if you like you like music very, 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 very much. So you meloman in Russian.
Yeah,
meloman.
Meloman.
It's a melody, and man, it's like man or maniac, meloman. Maniac of the music.
I'm definitely a meloman. I'm definitely one. I think Ty is too. Yeah. I think secretly we're all mellow men somehow. Somehow we're all mellow. That's a tight. I like that. I think I'm gonna use that, Ty. I think I'm gonna put that somewhere in my pocket. Maybe put it in a rhyme or something. I like that. I like that a lot.
I wanted to know if Emil can let all the listeners know his social media information and where they can purchase his music from.
I have a YouTube channel, Emil Khachaturian. I have a Facebook page, my private page, and my business page, of course. Emil Khachaturian. Instagram account, Emil Khachaturian, and Spotify and Apple Music. If I'm not mistaken, I have a Patreon account, but I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember my name in Patreon account because I have no patrons. But I'm working over this. So, but I have account.
Okay.
So YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, and Facebook, of course.
Can you spell your last name for us so we make sure the people spell it right so when they go in they can find it? Khachaturian.
Khachaturian. But in my passport, RYN. But my music name IN, not YN, IN. At the end.
Man, we're gonna post it. We'll make sure we'll post it when we post it on the website and on the radio. We'll make sure that we have all the information on there for you to find Emil Khachaturian and his websites and his YouTubes and his Facebook. I'm telling you, you need to go check it out anyway, family, because it is absolutely phenomenal.
Is there a musician you would like to play with that you haven't played with?
I have a lot of friends, and I like to play with them. Of course, it's my friend guitarist Andrei Ilyin. My friend he plays piano, Sergei Susid. My friend he plays harp, Philip Barsky. Anton Turusov, drummer, percussionist. It's Evgeny Yanov. It's my friends, and of course. Sometimes I jam in with the famous musicians, so I open YouTube, and for example, I turn on Jesse Cook's playback and play over his song. So I practice like in this way.
All right.
Jesse Cook and Eric Clapton.
Okay.
This is my favorite musician. Almost 10 favorite musicians.
We all got favorites. We all have favorites, and I know my favorite. I wish I could play with my favorites. But all right, Emil, man, let's do this, bro. Let's take a listen. Okay. Family, without further ado, Emil Khachaturian, he's gonna play something for us. So I'm gonna sit back and listen.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'd like to play my my new composition. It's Exodus. Okay, with my own playback.
Khachaturian, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious, boy, that's amazing. Yes, family. I am so happy to have him join us and have him on the podcast. The Illadelphia Radio is happy to have him. Emil, that was very moving. Exodus. Yeah, man, that's I'm gonna be looking for Exodus, Emil. Whenever you post it, I'm gonna be looking for it.
I'll be waiting right here for you too, Emil. So just send it to me.
Waiting for it, boy. Just we're gonna play it here, right here in Illadelphia. As soon as you get it, please send it to us and we'll play it, because that is absolutely a great song, man. Great song to hear.
Thank you, man.
Before we let you go, Emil, I definitely want to send a special shout out to Miss Irina, who is I'm not sure what your relationship is, but she has been your contact, the one that calls us and lets us know about you and how you're doing and what you're doing and where you're going. I just want to send a special shout out to her and say hi. We really appreciate you. It's been great working with you on this.
And she's a great manager.
Yeah, listen, that's your manager. Listen, she is absolutely phenomenal. I think if all artists had managers like Irina, Miss Irina, they would be a lot further ahead. You know what I mean? She's on it. And, I really appreciate her for her due diligence and what just staying on it. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that some people are like, well, why are you saying that? Listen, in this industry, this music industry, it's very hard to find people that support you like that. You know what I mean? And give you that kind of support. So I understand from your point of view, why Irina is important. So Miss Irina, I know you're listening. We appreciate you, and we look forward to working with you some more in the future, definitely. And Ty, did you have anything you wanted to say before you left? Before we closed out?
I finally get to meet Emil. I'm telling you, it felt like I've known him for a long time, but I just never met him.
Thank you.
And again, Miss Irina, she stayed on me with the email. She was always in contact with me, and I would like to thank her as well. And thank you for your wonderful music. You're a world-class musician. You are.
You really, really are, Emil. You're definitely a world-class musician.
Thank you. I enjoyed our conversation, of your intelligence. Thank you, guys.
We can do this again, man. You're from Ukraine, but you live in Israel. You're a transplant like me. Your story is similar to mine, where you grew up one place. Really? Yeah, you grew up one place, and now you live somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I grew up in D.C. and now live in Philly, and it was because of my wife that I stayed in Philly. You know what I mean? Like meeting my wife and falling in love, and So I definitely can relate to your story. When you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly how that feels. I know how that feels. So, Emil, we wish you at Illadelphia Radio and Jimmy Bond's podcast. We wish you nothing but the best in the future. And we're going to be following you and tracking you and telling the people about you. We definitely rooting you on, man. Of course, we play your music and let our listeners hear everything that you have. I'm so appreciative of this interview. I'm so appreciative of you. I'm sure Ty is as well. And fam, we're going to end it out right here.
Fam, that's going to wrap the show. We want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We ask you to leave your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Now remember, family, we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic, so please, please, please remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and practice social distancing. Also, remember to take nothing for granted and value every opportunity you have with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. For in these times, every moment is sacred. So until the next episode, you can find me on Good Hope Road, screaming, "Stay up, don't sleep in your dreams." I'm Jimmy Bonds, and I'm out.
Fight on, come on.